Hey, I'm back. I'm on Periscope right now. For the first time in a month, the BDE with another episode of Face Value. On the other side of this computer in the mansion here in Central Florida is my moral compass, my attitude adjustment, my corrector of everything I've done wrong for 50 years, Casey DeMott. And we're going to shoot Face Value for the first time in the month of April. This is April, yeah?
Yeah, it's April.
See, the good news is right now on Periscope, they can't hear you. So whatever you say to me, I can make it sound like you're telling me how great I am. No, thank you. I know. I know it's been a long break. It was actually in my contract to take a 4-week hiatus. There's my word for the day.
What? Okay, yeah, it's in your contract. Why don't you just tell them what really happened?
What do you mean?
I boycotted. I went on strike for a month because the stress was just too much. Working, I got 4 positions in this company. It's just so much work. I had to go on strike.
These people can't hear it on Periscope. Casey, the truth of why it's taken us a couple weeks to get back is because Casey cracked under the pressure of being the head of human resources, talent development, assistant director to the assistant, and then making sure all my shit's set up so I can do the show. So she actually boycotted, and now we're back on Face Value. The good news is I've added to her a 401k.
Yeah.
You can't hear Casey.
That's the whole point of Periscope, is not hearing Casey. That's why you tune in to Face Value, Steve. Is that my Steve?
Steve the driver?
Yeah, Steve says we can't hear Casey. No, that's not good.
That's awesome.
You get the show. That's how you hear Casey. All right, we're back. That's it on Periscope.
Did I tell you, Steve? I didn't tell you during the boycott. Steve the driver is my union rep.
Steve the driver's your union rep on the boycott? That's great. So hence the thing. Between Steve and Jeff Lane, I'm screwed. That's it. I'm mad at Periscope. Periscope, you know what we do? 3, 2, 1, you're gone. You just blew Periscope. You just killed me on social media.
No, some guy was being a jerk.
Freaking Steve.
So you need to make sure you go on and block him.
Who was it?
His name's Justin.
Who cares? Justin Bieber was being an ass clown.
Yeah.
So this episode, we're back on Face Value. And the truth is that was Periscope. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but we do it. And sometimes you get the hearts and sometimes you get like a complete shithead. And it's my show and I can say shithead, so I don't care. If he doesn't follow me on Periscope, oh well, make more room for the normal people. But we've been busy. The month of April, we've been talking about the Walk Like Mad event that we've been doing with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Super busy with the University of Central Florida and working with the local law enforcement agencies. And it looks like we're getting ready to go around the nation and talk with law enforcement and this time of the year with prom and graduations and everything coming up, and just start dropping the knowledge and sharing our story, or sharing your sister's story. So that's what we've been doing. And we took this opportunity to get back on the air, and not a better opportunity, because we could do the whole show on a conversation that I had this morning. The guy who has almost as much conversation on this show, other than your Aunt Dita, respectful pause for Dita, is your Uncle Daryl. You notice how I say your Aunt Dita and your Uncle Daryl? Because these people are batshit crazy. I talk about my brother, your uncle.
My godfather.
Your godfather. Almost every... Don't ever ask me for another favor. Almost every show, every Face Value, even when I don't, like in interviews, all of a sudden I start talking about my brother. And usually it's about that freaking hot dog thing he's got on the back of his neck. And the last time it was the elevator that talks to him and all this kind of shit, which, if we're being honest, I had a rough time in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and things like that. When I say rough time, I don't remember. Some, for whatever reason. My brother walks into the living room of the mansion today, looks at the TV, and goes, You get New York news here? Now, Mama and I are standing there going, what? You guys get New York news here? That's the Today Show. For everybody who can't on SoundCloud or who's just driving or you're listening to me while you're doing the dishes, this is the biggest dramatic pause. Because my brother, who's in charge of the whole state of New Jersey, if there's a crack in the sidewalk, this son of a bitch is going to shut you down. Don't laugh. I see you there laughing, covering your mouth because you just missed it. He walks in, sees Savannah Guthrie and that 8-foot tall Willie guy and Al Roker and goes, "You get New York news here?" My response was, "And we know what's going on in the rest of the country." So we had to explain to my brother, Daryl DeMott from New Jersey, just made him famous, that yes, the Today Show is seen nationwide. His response to me as he looks at me with the cup of coffee, let me see if I can get that. No shit. And that's how my day starts. Let me get a drink since I'm on. Do you care to elaborate on this at all?
I don't, because I missed this conversation. I'm just waiting for you to finish because I know it's going to be like a 30-minute thing. So I'm just going to sit here and wait.
I'm probably going to come back to this before this show's over, but I was absolutely befuddled for him to think that Rochelle Park, New Jersey was the only place they showed the Today Show. And then your wife is having a conversation. She goes, "Well, we have regular news stations." So now they're sitting in the mansion, upstairs here in the mansion, and they're discussing why certain shows are shown and certain shows aren't shown. And it was like, and then they moved it to the kitchen when you decided to wake up at 11:30 this afternoon.
No.
And now everybody's sitting there talking about how I'm going to light my cigar one of these times on this show. So the good news is for everybody on the East Coast, it's not just us who sees the Today Show. All you people in Colorado see it. Some of our friends in California have probably seen the Today Show. It's a worldwide. Did you realize that?
Yes, I knew that.
All right. I'm just letting you know this is the leadership of this family. So for everybody at the next family reunion who goes, "Why is Bill always the outspoken one?" Because if I don't speak up, we have conversations like this. Son of a bitch, you guys get the New York news down here? And word has it, in Florida, we're going to get the internet.
Nobody has any comments to make on that. I hear him giggling.
Well, he's giggling because he's sitting over here. A rare preview. Mama's over there working on something. And he's over here giggling, shaking his head because he knows I speak nothing but the truth. Now I put my little flavor of ice cream on it, but and coming soon here in Florida, unlike right now, we're lobbying for sewage systems. You know what the difference between Florida and New Jersey is? Garbage disposals. You're laughing because you've heard this conversation before.
Yeah.
Why are you dumping that food down the sink? Why you put it in the garbage disposal? Garbage disposals? Those fucking things are outlawed in New Jersey.
You just said no F-bombs. You just dropped an F-bomb.
Well, I edit F. So it's the F in law.
You can't just say F.
You can't do it. You can't do it. You can have a good. What do you mean you can't? Everybody has a garbage. Has a garbage disposal down here? It's a law. Can't put food in my sink. His son hides the internet code. So here's the 3 things my brother has leaked out today. This is going to be all over the internet. Someone's picking up on it. And here it is on the Realm Network. My brother has found out that news is nationwide. He now knows that Florida has garbage disposals. And the third thing he has told us that he should have never said is my nephew, 6'7", 295-pound, Tyler James DeMott Jr. There is no junior. I feel like everybody should have a junior in the back of their name. Homage to John Joseph. Everybody's junior. Tyler James DeMott is the king of everyone who knows the internet code. So if he doesn't like you, you can't get on the internet. So my brother, who is a year younger, 49 years old, has been stupid for 22 years because his son has hid the internet code, and now my brother just found out where it was, and he realizes he can have internet on his phone. This whole show is done. Like, he just sat here with a cup of coffee and told me his son hides the internet. And then people come in and go, you guys have Wi-Fi? What do you want it for? His mother goes, I forgot to what do you need it for? His sisters, is anybody else get the, why do you want the Wi-Fi? So my nephew, who has a bright future in law enforcement, is now the internet police, which means he'll probably never talk to me again with my past history on the internet.
Okay, TMI.
TMI, okay.
TMI.
But my whole point is now, listen, if I say to you, Casey, what's a code, and you go into the China closet and go behind the plate that we only use on Thanksgiving to get the internet code, we're going to have a problem.
I don't even know the Wi-Fi code. I
don't even know it either. But everybody goes, oh, isn't it the thing taped to your desk? No, it's not. It's the neighbor's Wi-Fi, and that's why ours is so cheap.
It's not the neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Well, it's safe to say that Tyler's an internet Nazi. Tyler, who now we're going to put our lives in his hands in the future. And somebody's going to come in. It's an emergency. You guys have internet? What do you need it for? So my brother has just found out that news is nationwide. Garbage disposals are legal in Florida. And he knows that he can now get the internet in his house as long as he asks for permission because of his son, the king of the internet. That's really, I mean, that's really how we should just come back. So if you just have your sign-off thing, we can end the show on that.
Yeah.
But you know I have more.
I know you do.
But he's sitting here, right? He being your godfather, sitting here with his hands folded, trying to be so polite. Right now, he has probably bit off the inside of half his mouth, wanting to cuss and get involved in this debacle in which I used to start my show off. But let's be honest, he should be used to it by now. Agree, disagree?
No, I agree.
You do the same thing.
No, I don't.
Whose phone is going? I heard a ringer. Somebody's buzzing. It's your wife. That's what people from Periscope saying Justin the douche has just been blocked. I don't even know how this works. So let's talk about good stuff. We're back. Face value. We have a new member that we have. That's how long we've been gone. We have a new member of the crew. Wait for it. Wait for it. Festivus Costanza. Festivus for the rest of us.
I'm surprised you remembered that.
I had to write that down because I did forget it. And I'm pretty sure I spelled Festivus PH.
It's F.
Oh, you can't say F.
You're so funny.
So here he is as I wheel myself over.
With the disco ball that's not turned on.
The disco ball is not turned on because the crackpot audio people and people who put the final touches on the show said the disco ball throws off the audio and it makes me look like I'm in a King Kong Godzilla movie. Which means my mouth is going and then you hear the audio because of the movement of the disco ball, which is bullshit. Because not one time in Saturday Night Live did you miss what the conversation was when they were all in the bar when the disco ball was going. Not one time did their mouth move. You didn't hear the audio. So either we get a better audio system or we really take a deeper look at Saturday Night Live because the disco ball didn't throw anything. Denny Terrio made a living with the disco ball, and you heard every word come out of his mouth. Nothing?
No.
That's great. It's like all right. What do we do? We got my brother. We got that out of the way. I feel better about that. I'm going to come back to it again.
I know you're going to come back to it. You do it every time. You'll be renting for another 20 minutes.
We have to revisit it.
Why?
I don't know, because I think that's the funniest part of this show.
Yeah, but there's nothing more you can say or add to the conversation.
I'm going to be going out on speaking engagements like I was talking about earlier. And to lighten up some of the conversations that we will have, I will bring this story up in every speaking engagement I have. Matter of fact, the next movie audition or TV audition I have, I'm using that as my monologue. You have the news here? They're in New York. You guys can see them from here? Word has it the Best Buys in Florida next month are getting flat screen TVs. Then we can take the pliers off and change the channel from now on. And then there's like these remotes are coming and all this. Nothing? Not for nothing. I mean, I know you see it. Have you seen the gun show? You seen it? Man, I just wanted to point that out there. My traps are so big.
Okay, Jacob.
Yeah, Jake, my traps are so big, my ass doesn't even touch the seat anymore. That's how thick my neck. Look, I mean, it's not a neck. It's a rump. And I have the perfect, my back right there. In your traps, if you're built man size. That's it. My traps and neck are getting so big, my butt doesn't touch the seat. I can't fill the space. That's all I got. I got my new baseball jersey. Baseball season full effect. Postseason on its way. All-Stars. Cobra. I'm sporting the Sun Devils hat. Go Central Florida Sun Devils. Your brother's played 72 games in 4 days.
Sounds about right.
And I'm exhausted.
I've missed all 72.
You've missed all 72.
I've missed like 70. Not 70.
You did catch one here and there.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk. I don't want to talk baseball because that's what's going on. Baseball's everything right now. But then he comes home and he gets on his iPad and he plays basketball.
No, he gets home and he wants to go outside and play more baseball.
But that's what you have to do.
And then when you force him to come inside, then he gets inside and plays basketball on the iPad. You have
to. His goal in life is to make sure you get as much fresh air as you possibly can.
Well, I don't want to.
I hear the freaking eagle. You're a guest. He's playing the Eagles over here. I'm sitting there going, you're talking all of a sudden. I'm like, you can't hide. I started singing the song, and what the hell is that?
Oh, I didn't
He's looking at me like, you heard that? You're in a freaking studio in the mansion. Of course I heard it.
I didn't hear that.
You're in the middle of, I'm listening to you. I'm all intent, like, okay, here we go. Casey's on. I'm like, you can't hide. You got to be shitting me. This is a live show. This is worse than when Mama used to sit inside and go, you said that wrong. A comma belongs there. This is not a statement. No, that's you. Everybody's here to correct me. And all of a sudden I got music because I hear things in my head to begin with. And all of a sudden I'm like, why are the Eagles playing here? This is unbelievable. Listen to me. I'm going to give you another epiphany. Your trip to Florida is really screwing with you. This is a microphone. It picks everything up. If I fart, they're going to hear it. Jesus. You got freaking Hotel California playing on your phone. He can't figure out how to get the internet, but he's got the freaking Apple Music shit going. Turn off your phone. I'll turn off my phone so I don't interrupt your show. You can't. I can see them all sitting their guitars doing the acoustic version too. Holy Jesus.
Well, that might be because of what happened in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
Yeah, but it didn't happen to him. He's not the one who can't remember 70s, 80s, 90s. It's me. And I'm the one going, people, we're doing a show here. Like I'm literally listening to you. I'm like, oh man, Casey's gonna get deep into it. You can't. And I'm looking because there's nothing on. TV's on mute. Little Cheerio honey bee stuck in the jar. And he's sitting here playing DJ. This is what the hell? What I don't understand. What were we doing?
I don't know. I don't remember what we were talking about.
Nobody else on ESPN. You watch those shows and that Rich Eason and all these other guys who are on ESPN. You see all the people they talk to that he has a show. Not one person goes, "Hey, you know what's the greatest song I've ever heard?" We're talking about the news and he's playing. We're talking about life and he's playing the Eagles. Which I don't know if I'm upset or happy about because I didn't think he even listened to the Eagles. So it's a double-edged sword. I'm caught. I'm in a quandary. Oh my gosh. We are experiencing problems with the co-pilot seat. We are sorry for the delay. Translation: the co-pilot's drunk off his ass. I'm waiting.
Well, what airline was that first of all?
I want to say it was American Airlines.
Sounds about right.
Now we're catching up to things. If you ask my brother, it was United. I said, how was your flight? I should have walked. Anyway, he's going to be the topic of the whole thing now because he's just sitting here giggling. Like, I want to get your brother's inhaler and help him out because I feel like I don't know if he's going to fall out of the chair or not. So the guy says, we're experiencing operating difficulties. The co-pilot's chair doesn't work. First of all, what? The heat? The backrest? What doesn't work in a co-pilot's chair? I've been in the cockpit of those airplanes. They don't move. So to say the fact of the matter was they had to take the co-pilot off because he was drunk. Here's the thing, and I'm trying so hard not to get stuck on the drunk thing because I've been drunk. Let's face it. You drink, you get drunk. Okay, moving on. But that's not what we're talking about. 8 hours or whatever between each shift, and they have to have a blood alcohol level of something before they can get on the plane. Okay, I got a few things to say. Why, if you're a pilot of an airplane with hundreds of other people on the plane, should your blood alcohol level be less than anything?
Right.
That's pure. You should be blowing triple zeros.
Zero.
Triple zeros you should be blowing. But they have laws, and you gotta be fair, because after that flight from Newark to Orlando, you need 17 martinis. Anyway, American Airlines or somebody from the airline. I don't want to say American because I'm an American. I don't want to say American Airlines, but someone at the airport said, this happens more than you think. I'd say on an average of once a month, a pilot or co-pilot has been taken off a plane due to being intoxicated, which further helps my campaign with your wife that I drive all over the country. One, because there are no man-sized seats in a plane.
There's no regular human-sized seats on a plane.
Yes, but now they're only charging you half price for your 14th bag. Which goes back to our other conversation of why the lady brought her pig on the plane.
What?
Remember that
I remember the pig, yeah.
You gotta have the recall. You gotta stay with me here. We're recapping. It's been April's been a short, long month.
Well, that story was a month ago. I didn't know if we were talking about that.
Right now, your uncle's sitting there going, "You're allowed to bring a pig on a plane?" Does that say he was pig in the blanket? No. Pig in the blanket. Super Bowl, munchies, pig on a plane, idiot, 30,000 feet. So anyway, more than you think, people, when we're experiencing operating difficulties, it's because that dipshit can't find the wheel. Moving on. Love to fly, big fan. TSA. TSA absconded. What does absconded mean?
I don't know. That's a pretty big word.
That's a pretty big word, so I want to make sure I'm using it. Taken?
Yes.
TSA absconded my brother's deodorant last night.
And you said it correctly twice.
Now, here's the three things. I have so much news to get to, and everybody who's new to this show knows face value. It's Bill DeMott and his daughter, Casey DeMott, and we just say it as it is. Take it as it is. Some people get offended. Some people don't. That's why the show's called Face Value. Here's the thing. I can't get to my news because the more I think about the stupid shit that's happened in the past 12 hours since arriving in the great country of Florida from the distant country of New Jersey, in which we all have the same news, my brother puts his carry-on through the TSA thing. They stop him, pull him over, want to frisk him, all these other things. Now, he's been wired from asshole to elbow for years with electronics because his back doesn't work if he blinks with his left eye, and his foot, if someone tickles his ear, his foot goes up into his nose. Like, he in pain, he's so flexible, it's unbelievable. So they put batteries in his body to make him less mobile. Anyway, take out all the hardware from him, and he still gets pulled over to the side. He's like the guy who's the guy on vacation who's got the steel plate in his head. He's like the crazy Uncle Eddie, cousin Eddie.
No, he's
not. Him in here. There's just a soft spot. Oh, there it is. It's hard to replace Teflon. Anyway, he has all that stuff in his back. Now it's out of his back, whatever. He's got no wires. He's got no batteries. He's running on solar power. And he goes through TSA. They pull him over and he goes, figures. Sir, you know what's in your bag? No, I didn't pack my bag. The guy's like, he knows every law under the sun. Couldn't tell you who the Giants have played in 3 years. Sports, no. Current events, internet, no. Laws, yes. Lives by the law. Has broken the law, lives by the law. Says to a security person in the airport, I didn't even pack my bag. Well, how'd that bomb get in there, sir? I have no idea. Clearly, I didn't put it in there. Throws his wife, who still cannot say the word dog correctly, under the bus and goes, my wife put this deodorant in my bag. Thinking the TSA people go, oh, that's so silly. Please go ahead. They should have frisked him and put him in a cubicle and sent him to North Korea. That was his answer. Sir, did you put this in your bag? No, I never packed my own bag. Back the truck up. Now, here's the worst part of that whole story. I don't care about the legalities. I don't care you don't say certain things on the line of the airplane. This guy's going to spend the weekend in my house stinking like reeking because he's got no deodorant. This is the big red flag to me. He comes in and busts out this great story. He goes, oh, Gina packed my bag and I got no deodorant. I'm thinking to myself, if we go play one round of golf, the vapors alone will kill my grass. He's going to go sit and watch 3 baseball games on Sunday with no deodorant.
Why don't you just go to the store and buy him some deodorant then?
Because I'm going to go buy him deodorant, and he's going to put it in his bag, and he's going to go to the Florida airport where I am known. Did you pack your bag? No, my brother, Bill DeMott, packed my bag. That's going to be the noise at my door. Yes, sir. Are you Bill DeMott? Yes, sir. Blah, 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 blah. May I ask what this is about as you're trying to put my hands behind my back? That'll never happen. Yes, you packed your brother's, you put his underwear in his bag. If he would have came out and said, Gina, pack my bag, I got no underwear, you're out of luck, pal. You're out of luck. But he says to the TSA agent, no, I didn't pack my bag. Yes, those are my scissors. I mean, this is only 12 hours. If you added my mother into this conversation right now, we could make up for the whole month of shows we haven't done. If I thought I could get my mother on this show, you know what would happen if we had her to chime in? We'd get a shot of either up this nostril or her thumb over the screen. My whole career, there was no FaceTime. There was none of these things. So I couldn't talk to you kids when I was on the road. And then it came on FaceTime. Introducing my mother to FaceTime is like, and you try not to say anything because you're talking to her and it's the ceiling. And then she goes, well, let me move and let me get more comfortable. And she gets more comfortable and all you got is a shot of this right here. This right here. Imagine the conversation my mother, my brother, and I on this show. If I can, I'm going to try to make that happen.
I've seen those conversations. I've been in those conversations.
They're the best conversations ever. So let's get back to this show.
Great if you're not
every time I try to get back. Huh?
I said they're great if you're not conversing. If you're just sitting there watching like I do, it's funny.
I'm going to tell you what. Anybody who says I'm not entertaining is full of crap. Now, it's at the cost of my life because my life is just comedic at times, unintentionally. If my couple of people, Steve included, said you should go and you should have a, what is it called? Do the comedy.
Like a comedy tour?
Yeah, do a comedy tour. And I go, well, I don't feel like I can do that because I don't feel funny. Are you out of your mind? Like Robbie Brookside all the time. My wonderful friend, Robbie Brookside, says all the time, you just go do stand-up, mate. Screw wrestling, screw everything else you've ever done. Just go do stand-up. I go, but I'm not funny. And he goes, are you? It's only funny when we're talking to each other about it. Or if someone's actually seeing it happen. I went from there's my cigar. Because when you look at your hands, I can't put that in my mouth again because the ink and lead poisoning, the whole thing. Can we get back to some news? Every time I do, something else my brother says to me.
Do we have any news?
Yeah, we have news. We talked about we're experiencing operating difficulty. Let's get to some music before we get to. Let's get to On This Day. On this day in this month. Wait a minute. Do I still have that on this day? There it is. It's been a while. Where's the banner? Wait for it. Wait for it. On this day, or the day this show was taped, in 1998, President Bill Clinton was dismissed of sexual harassment charges because they said that the charges were not worthy of trial. Floor is yours.
I was 5. I don't remember.
Didn't ask how old you were. It's like this is the problem with these conversations. The news has more to do with when you were coherent.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just know everybody still talks about that. It's been,
I think this is different than Monica Kabowski.
Oh, and I don't know, so I got nothing to say.
1998. So I'm giving you this in this day in history, and you go, well, I was 5. So history doesn't apply to you? No, Abraham Lincoln was way before I was born, but we talk about that all the time.
Yes, but I don't know anything about it. So what am I?
How ironic that Hillary is running for president.
Why?
I had no other segue. I didn't know what to say because at least I know you know who she is.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to jump on the not worthy of trial sexual harassment thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. On this day in music. That was a fart. That was an absolute fart. On this day.
Well, all you said was sexual harassment. You didn't say who or you.
Well, it was just newsworthy on this day, or like in April of 1998 when you were 3, 5.
5.
It was like talking to my wife. Oh man, this song came out and I was 4. And then there's no other conversation that I can have because no matter what I say, it has to be after 1976 when she was born, which then reminds me when I graduated high school, she was 1. or whatever the freaking math is. I'm like, oh man. And it's lucky for me because when I do remember something from like years and years ago, I go, man, 1993. And she goes, yeah, I was graduating high school. I'd been around the world 4 dozen times. Knew midgets, talked to strange people. And here they are whispering again. Here's the thing about a whisper. Whisper means no one else can hear it except the person you're conversating with. Again, people, it's a freaking microphone. The world heard you. And that voice right there is why the dogs don't listen to her. Moving on. Moving on. There it is, Case. All right, let's talk about something important. Kobe Bryant retired after 20 amazing years in basketball. Here's what I get from that story in the gym. People want to talk about Kobe Bryant's on the TVs. You're doing your cardio. Yes, for the one guy listening, I do cardio in the gym. Except I have gigantic guns and traps that don't let my butt touch the seat. So the guy says to me, he goes, you believe that Kobe Bryant nonsense? And I wasn't sure what he was talking about. What do you mean? He goes, 37 years old, retires, millions of dollars. Look at me. I'm in my late 50s. I got nothing to show for it.
Sounds like a personal problem.
I'm sitting there going, well, like I'm trying to warm up for the gym. And that's what he got out of like an amazing 20-year career. Like athletes have amazing careers. And it's just funny how people get pissed off to find out how successful they are.
What are you looking at?
I mean, because there's people talking to me during the show. Like I'm in the middle of the thing and she goes, just in case you wanted to talk about this. And I'm looking at it. Like I like because I can't do two. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about right now.
Kobe Bryant.
How dare that guy be 37 years old, retire, and be a millionaire and going to do other things? That's the bottom line. Like people can't just go, wow, that's pretty cool. How about that Kobe Bryant nonsense? Well, good morning, sir. What do you mean? In my late 50s and I got shit to show for it. Do you play basketball, sir? No. Then why does this affect you? That's like the wrestler who's in the business for 30 years, brother, and you've never met him before. Hey, brother, the road. Laisha go, you know who that is? I have no idea. What's he talking to you like? You've been up and down? I have no idea. And you come to find out the guy's been, wrestling just in the local area or something for 30 years, and he's a grizzled veteran of the wrestling wars. Here's a guy who's never played basketball a day in his life, who's in his late 50s and pissed off because Kobe Bryant was successful.
There you go.
And retires at 37. He's got his whole life around. You believe this Kobe Bryant nonsense? 37 years old, millionaire. I'm in my 50s and miserable. Yeah, that's all I got on that. I met Kobe Bryant one time.
Yeah.
It's one of the things. I never take pictures with these guys.
You only have one picture that I know of.
Well, I have like a few here and there, like if you go through the albums, but I never did that. But Kobe, at the time I met him, and great career, all these things. Now your brother plays him on the whatever game it is, and he thinks he knows who Kobe Bryant is. So how dare the guy be successful, retired at a young age, and move on with his life? Hate basketball. Moving on. He'll be at WrestleMania 34 after Shaq.
Yeah.
On this day in 1975, or in the month of April, Ronnie Wood from the band Faces joins the Rolling Stones and replaces Mick Taylor. Any interest in that?
I know who Ronnie Wood is.
Who's the lead singer of Faces at the time?
I have no idea.
Rod Stewart.
Oh.
These faces becomes part of the Rolling Stones. You would think he was there from the onset. Rolling Stones have been recording now for like 75 years. Anything? You know who the Rolling Stones are, Dodie? There's a look. I just wanted to acknowledge he's still in the studio. Although now he's trying to read. Here it is. There it is right here. Everybody pay attention. Gets up this morning. Want some coffee? Love it. And he's walking through the house going like this. We're going to try to find. Now, he doesn't have his glasses on. So me, the older brother, always caring, concerning. Why don't you put your glasses on and read that? I should do that, he says to me. Why is it in every great Hollywood story that the smarter older brother is never as successful as the stupid younger brother, who's very smart and successful, but is always the comedic relief to the older, non-successful? This is a true Hollywood moment.
Why do you keep saying that? Since when are we a Hollywood story?
We're going to be on ETV. They're going to do the story.
No, we're not going to
have to ask him to fly down here.
We're not going to be on ETV. The Kardashians are on ETV.
We are just as good as the Kardashians. We're the DeMottians.
First of all, we're smarter than the Kardashians.
No, because we're in a mansion in Florida, and they got 14 different people in their family. Like, I'm going to call myself Black Bill. I'm going to call it Black Lacey. And they're just going to call me Bill. Bill and Black Lacey are going all over the place. Because if Rob and Black China can have their show, I'm calling Mama Black Lacey. BLAC, black. Not as in color, but as in, I don't know why they call him Black China, to be honest with you. But when they get married, she's going to use her real name. You know what her real name is? Angela.
Okay. I don't even know who you're talking about.
I'm talking about the Kardashians. They offered those fruit booties.
The Kardashians all start with the K. I have no idea.
No, but Rob Kardashian, excuse the noise in the back. That's my horse trotting out of the garage. Or my 13-pound Cocker Spaniel.
Just waking up.
Just waking up because you don't know if she's living or breathing or what she's doing when she lays on a freaking rug. What is it called when animals become incognito? When they just pee and poop wherever they want. Incontinent.
Yeah.
Now, not the continent of Africa. Incontinent. My dog is incontinent. Continent. Incontinent. If she got to go, she goes. That's the whole point. Anyway, Rob Kardashian is marrying Black China.
I don't even know who that is.
And neither do I, but here's the point. They're going to pay them money to put their story leading up to the wedding on TV.
Because nobody cares, so they put it on
but
TV.
If nobody cares, imagine if you put just Bill and Black Lacey on TV.
It just doesn't even sound right.
Because Black China's real name is Angela. Who gives a tinker's damn if her name's Angela now? She's been all over the media as Black China. I wouldn't know why they call her Black China.
But is she like a singer or like a stripper? I mean, is that her stage name? What is?
You know me. I ask you who these people are because I see these names and go, who the hell is Iggy Azalea?
She's a rapper. I know that.
Who cares? We got to spread the word. Who the hell is Hugh Morris? Get him on TV. This guy can do something. What were we talking? The Kardashians. We're not going on TV. Ryan Seacrest has nothing better to do now that American Idol's over.
I just watched an interview. I was just watching the Today Show the other day, and Kourtney Kardashian was on there, and she was given. No, listen, because it's funny. Because this just shows how. So, did you look at him because of the Today Show?
No, I'm looking at him right now because now he's doing what your wife does and comes over, have you seen this? Look at this. And they're like trying to give me breaking news. What does my brother pull up? I'm talking about Black China. So he pulls up Jackie Robinson Day. Casey, how any of the DeMott kids ever graduated from college and were allowed in any scholastic activities beyond me. I say black. So my brother now, because he figured out the internet in my house, because I don't hide it like his son, goes on the internet on his Apple phone that he's had for 6 years, still doesn't know what to do with it. And I say Black China, he pulls up Jackie Robinson Day because Jackie Robinson was in turn black. Moving on. Back to your thing.
Was I? Oh, okay. So I'm so like confused right now.
Don't be confused. Listen, it's gonna happen.
Anyway, so I was watching Kourtney Kardashian was on Today's Show with Hoda and Kathy Lee. They were interviewing her about, I don't even know, probably nothing, but you know, with the Kardashians, it's always something. Trying to make their next $1 billion sitting on their butts in their mansions, and so I don't know if Kourtney had a cookbook or something. She brought in some kind of recipe, and Hoda and Kathy Lee tried it, and they were so grossed out. They were like, "This is really not good." And then Kourtney tastes it. She goes, "It's better when I make it at home." I'm like, if it's the same exact recipe that you use when you make it at home, it's gonna taste the same. It was just so funny. I started laughing.
I don't even understand how that's newsworthy.
I don't know either. But they were trying it, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's just so funny because she could tell she was like, this is not supposed to work out this way. You could just tell. It was just a diving downhill. And
you know it's a fart because usually on those shows they do their best to go when they taste and go, oh yes, it's an acquired taste. Hoda just came out and goes, this tastes like shit.
Yeah. Kathy Lee's like, no, it's not good.
Kathy Lee will not gild the lily for anybody anymore.
No,
Kathy Lee will tell you she's
and I know because she always brings up how, you know, she's such good friends with Kris Jenner and all that, and you know she loves the Kardashians. She always says that, and so when she said that in front of Kourtney, I wanted to laugh. Like, wow.
I love Kris Jenner and the Kardashians. I would never eat anything they cooked for me ever in their lives. And they still don't know who Black China is. But my brother now knows he's reading up on Jackie Robinson. Unbelievable, as Lyndon C. Wong would say. Unbelievable. The Chinese kid who's an ophthalmologist. That's an eye guy, right?
Yes.
Before I even go there, is there any humor in that whatsoever?
No, I'm just impressed you keep using all these big words.
Hey, I got big words. We've been off the air for like 3 weeks. I got saved up all my big words.
You gotta, catch up on all your word of the days.
Well, I'm doing my public speaking, so I need big words. Otherwise, I go, "Sup, I'm Bill. This is Black Lacey."
I can only imagine her face every time you say that.
She just shakes her head. She doesn't listen to anything I say. We've been together too long. All right, let's go to our fashion. We got great fashion. So give me your take on skinny mirrors. I'm going to go backwards a little bit.
I don't know. They're
not skinny mirrors like because they're thin and your whole body can't get into them. They say going through fashion because we jumped all over plus size models a while back, and now it's the big thing, and they shouldn't be this, and now they're in magazines, and I say leave it alone. But then someone said it's due to skinny mirrors, and because people put in funky mirrors to make you look better in something, and then when you leave, it's like a Seinfeld episode. Elaine buys the dress, she looks great, she walks outside, the guy looks at her and goes, "You can't pull that off."
Well, now let me ask a counter question here. Is there ever truly an accurate mirror?
I believe that every mirror I'm in front of is deadly accurate. Because I know who I am and I know what I look like, and nobody can tell me if Bill, those pants, they look good on you. No, dude, I can't sit down. They're not the pants for me. Pastor Byron, you get skinny jeans? I say, you see the jeans I'm wearing? He says, yeah. I said, those are jeans I wear. I'm 330 plus pounds. Skinny jeans, I don't get it. I need something that goes up around my quadricep, my hamstring, my gluteus maximus, and fits my giant calves in there. There's no skinny jeans. I bet I'd be hellfire in yoga pants. Except they'd be yogurt pants.
Yogurt pants.
Yeah, with extra chocolate chips in them. Anyway, skinny mirrors. Chicks dig them, don't dig them.
Well, I'm sure, but I like I was saying, I just don't think any mirror, is going to be accurate. I get that at work all the time. There's women that come up to me, these mirrors make your feet look huge, just so you know. And I'm like, do I care? Buy the shoes.
Let me get this straight. In a shoe store, what are you looking in the mirror for to see how the shoes look on your feet?
I don't know. I know I always used to do that, just to see how they look on the side. But lately, I noticed a lot of women get obsessed, and then they go to the full length mirror and they look around. And so I had a couple of, a girl tell me last week, these mirrors make your feet look huge. I'm like, well, you wear a size 10 shoe, so your foot is huge.
Ma'am, you just took a shoe out of the box that says 10 wide. It's not the mirror that makes your foot fat. It's that cheese Danish you have in your mouth while you're trying them on that makes your foot look fat. It's that fact that you just spent 45 minutes in Five Guys before you tried these shoes on. Sorry. That's like me. Case, what kind of shoes you got? What size you need? 13. So I can get my foot in it. I don't need a mirror. You look at the shoe. If you like what it looks like, who cares what it looks like in the mirror? Skinny jeans. Skinny mirrors. It's like, but there's people who make mirrors to, there's actually a company, Skinny Mirrors. And it's made in a way to make you look more slender.
They probably made
and there's a little thing on the mirror. This mirror is made to make you look.
They probably sell them to clothing stores and everything, so they don't, so people buy their stuff and then.
It's deceptive. Deceptive?
That was right.
God, dog, we're on a roll.
Yeah, you're on fire.
God, I feel pretty good about these words. So we got skinny mirrors, and we're going to go right into. So now we're going to flip the switch, right? Because you brought this up. We talk about this a lot at home. We talk here. I'm going to look over at my brother. Here's what we do here too. We talk about current events from other states. I can't let it go. Do you know somewhere right now in Louisiana they saw the Today Show? The actual Today Show. They're not a month behind. He's looking at his phone, looking for more things. I still think he's looking up who Jackie Robinson is. We talked about women, right? And the big outcry of women plus size models. And I, here on this show, Face Value, said it first. And I will backtrack and say everything I say, Michael Strahan says 4 days later, by the way. So I did say that men should be plus size models. Did I or did I not say that?
Yes, you did.
And now what are we going to talk about?
Plus size male models.
Let's hear
it. You just said it.
It's the way it should be. Like, you should go, like in the ads for Calvin Klein or whatever, Bill DeMott should be the underwear guy, because there's guys built like me that wear Calvin Klein. I don't know who they are. I don't know why. But let's say I should be the Fruit of the Loom guy. I think plus size guys, they're out there. They're culturally biased.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing.
I think I should be on the next box of Wheaties.
Okay.
I think plus size guy, because what do big guys do? Big guys that are athletic and shape and all these things, and you don't see them unless you're 6'9", 400 pounds and lightning fast. Then you're a topic. I think I should be on the cover of Sports Illustrated with that chick who made it in the bikini, who everybody jumped on and said she's too big. I think I have a career in plus size modeling. I said it. We broke it here first, and you said, "Oh my gosh, they're talking about it." And I said, "I told you."
Well, I'm not disagreeing, because.
What do you think I'd be best at? What would I do? What would I wear best?
What?
What would I be best?
What would I model? Jeans?
No, not jeans. I'm not a jeans guy. Anybody who knows me, shorts, t-shirt. At best, I wear sometimes, slacks or something like that. But I should be in like suits. Not really, because
no.
Okay, forget it. I just like to hear that.
Be a Nike model.
Yeah, Nike, Under Armour, all these guys who wear this dry fit stuff. For me to find dry fit shirts that fit is looking for that needle in the haystack, because let's face it, like everybody you order shirts from or whatever, what size? 4XL. Oh, we don't make them that big. Why not? I'm a 4X shirt. At the very least, a 4X shirt. Sometimes they're a little too big, depending on who makes them or something. But plus size guys, there we are. Put me in my cigar, my hat on backwards, and give you plus size socks. I'll do the shoe. I'll go in your store. I'm going to work in your store and go. I'm going to spend a week in your store, sitting next to people trying their shoes on. I'm going to go. Do these shoes make me look fat?
Please don't.
I will, because it's a good project.
I had a woman yesterday.
I need names. Name her.
I don't know her name.
We'll call her Bertha.
Okay. Well, she came in to exchange a pair. She got a pair of Bertha.
Okay, thank you.
She bought a pair of Converse at another rack room, and I probably shouldn't be saying the company.
Ooh, you said the name of the store.
Oh well. But she came in to exchange a pair of Converse, and she got the wrong size. Don't laugh. She got the wrong size, so she said I could tell she was flustered. It looked like she just came from work, so she was, just stressed and trying to get stuff done, whatever. So she's like, I need to exchange it for another size. But we didn't have the size in the shoe that she wanted. So I said, well, here's these other Converse in the same price range. If you do it, it'll be an even exchange, whatever. I'm like, so let me show you where the Converse are. She goes, no. She goes, the ones I have are All-Stars. And I'm like, All-Stars are made by Converse. It says Converse right on the box. She goes, oh, I didn't know that. And started looking. I was like, okay.
So wait a minute. First of all, how do you buy a shoe in a size doesn't fit you, and then bring it back and be told, let me bring it to her shoes and go, that's not the shoe I bought?
Well, it was for her daughter, so she didn't know. But how do you not know? First of all, Converse has been around for a long time.
Converse has been around almost as long as I have.
How do you not know that All-Stars are Converse? They're called Converse All-Stars. And how do you not read the box of what you're buying? This is why you can't work in retail anymore, because they're getting to you. I have no patience anymore. They're getting to you. You're very cynical. They're getting to you. Because, well, it's like, how do you not know where you shop? Because people come in and go, oh, well, I got this shoe here. And it's like, no, you bought this shoe at Famous Footwear. We're a rack room shoe. She goes, oh, I was wondering why this place looked different. Famous Footwear is on the other side of the mall. How do you not know where you buy your stuff? The fact that you get so worked up that people are just... And my favorite question, 2 favorite questions. Do you work here? And do you know where the bathroom is? No. If I work here, I'm going to know where the bathroom is. No, I wear this name tag because I'm a people person. Yeah. And I haven't peed in 6 months, so I have no idea where the bathroom is. Exactly. That's like when people come to your house and go, you mind if I use the bathroom? No. Please do your business right here in the middle of my floor. This is why you and I are not good with people. This is why we have this show. I have no patience anymore. You don't. You were patient from the age of birth to 4. And you've been bitchy ever since. Hey. You've had the restless bitch face on. No, that's you. It's resting, not restless. Restless? Resting. Resting bitch face. Yes. I don't have the resting bitch face. This is just the face I have. But that's what people call it. That's why people always ask you why you're mad. It. Look at. Let me see if I put my hat on. You see the size of that arm? Don't worry about it. You spend too much time with Jacob. Jacob thinks he's built like me, but younger, and Jacob is built like your brother but older. That could be the greatest statement of this whole damn show. That might be. All right, well I'm trying to think of what else I got. I got nothing else really. Oh, let's get to our music for a minute. But first we'll go on this day or somewhere around this month when the show airs. In 1980, because my brother is here. Still looking at, what are you looking up now? Please enlighten me.
What are you reading now? Work? It's like a disease in the DeMott family that even though you're doing something, you're working. For me, this is not work, so I don't care. What are you looking up now? Please enlighten me. What do you want me to talk about now? What are you reading? I'm not talking about emails. I don't understand. So coming up soon, thebuilddemottexperience.com. Thebuilddemottexperience.com. My website will be up soon. Talk about that as we get into some public speaking and appearances and wrestling camps and all that good stuff. But in 1980, the great state of New Jersey made it official. I'm doing this for my brother. Bruce Springsteen's song Born to Run became the official New Jersey state song. That's all that needs to be said about that. Not Bruce, who canceled and where'd he cancel in Mississippi or something for the LGBT or whatever, because of the laws passed. Says, whatever. Bruce Springsteen, 1980. I went to one of Bruce's shows in the Meadowlands and had to leave at the 5-hour mark.
Really?
It was 5 hours. And we left, got to the parking lot, and stayed there and listened to the rest of the songs. Amazing. Bruce, amazing. 1980, Born to Run, New Jersey state song. So for everybody watching, Born to Run is the state song, and in New Jersey, this is the state bird. That was the biggest thing. If my brother moved from New Jersey to Florida right now, the first person said, have a nice day, he'd be fighting him. Because that's always the thing. Have a great day. What'd you say? No, I was just being that. I didn't talk to you. What are you talking to me for?
Well, remember when we lived in Georgia and he'd come to visit and he'd just stand out in the front yard and wave at everybody because that's what everybody does when you drive by, you walk by, you just wave.
He's standing on the lawn waving to people. It's unbelievable. They wave back.
He goes, nobody's giving you the finger. I tell that story all the time. It's my favorite.
It's unbelievable. So we weren't played Born to Run because we're banned in like 17 other countries. We're going to play music. But because we're going to end this with music and then we'll talk about our serious stuff in a minute, the conversation after getting the hidden internet thing, your wife talks about how your brother dances. And I'm the only one in this house who doesn't find it humorous, the music he listens to and the way he walks around here twerking and bopping and thinks he's, whatever he thinks he is, he thinks he should be on Dancing with the Stars. But
it makes you laugh, though.
It makes me laugh because you all encourage it. Like, I want him to listen to rock and roll, and he hears whatever the commercial is, he starts and doing all this stuff and putting the hips and the thing like that. He runs into a tree. So here's the thing. He can't run without falling down. But he'll stand there and twerk, and you encourage it.
There are worse things you could be doing.
I don't know what they are, because he's like, when he hears the positive feedback of how entertaining he is, he keeps going. So with that being said.
It's so funny.
It's not funny. And how about funny the next time again, because I've caught you twice, and he always comes in and goes, Casey, you want to have a dance-off? Casey, you want to have a dance-off? And every once in a while, he catches you in a human moment, and you two have a dance-off. And I'm going to film it again. I'm going to put it on this damn show. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel.
But you know I can dance better than that.
But that makes me laugh that when you do it with him, so he forever is trying to make you dance.
When you get in a dance-off with that kid, you gotta bust out all the moves. It doesn't matter what they are.
You got to back it up and drop it like it's hot. Because it's like he has no spine.
I still think he beats me.
Yeah, dog. So hit your stupid song that everybody was talking about today.
All right. Well, no, I gotta explain the story first.
All right.
So last night, I had to take Lacey and Billy to go do some stuff, and so we're driving home, and the song comes on the radio, and he starts keep in mind, the song hasn't been out for very long, I don't think, but he starts like the song came on, and I changed the station because him. Put this station on. Yeah. I don't like this song. Change the station. So that song came on. I automatically changed the station. He goes, no, change it back. I like this song. And I'm like, what? So I changed it back, and he starts singing it in the car. And he's in the back seat of my car, dancing and singing to the song. He's got these like sunglasses on, even though it's 10 o'clock at night. And it's, just Lacey and I are crying. I'm trying to maintain control of the car, trying to get us home because it was just so funny. So I'm going to play it.
This is ridiculous. And he sings this in the car. Who is that?
That's No by Meghan Trainor.
No by Meghan Trainor is now on the top of my list of things I never want to hear again. But he doesn't. He'll be at the dinner table and hear a commercial that's got music, and the music moves him badly, but it moves him.
But he loves Meghan Trainor because Meghan Trainor is the one that also sings "I'm All About That Bass," and he loves that song.
Yeah, but
I think she's great, but it's just funny.
I have moments when I'm driving with him where anybody who knows, I'll listen to classic rock or whatever it is. And sometimes I'll listen to other stuff. And I hit him with rock and roll, and he's just starting to learn it. And then I come in the house, and he's twerking to this other stuff. And it's upsetting.
But he was walking around the house last night going, "You need to let it go. You need to let it go." It was just so funny. I had him walking around the house the rest of the night singing that song.
He's an entertainer.
It was great.
Yeah, you two keep reaffirming to him that it's okay to be
It's the only way I relate to him because I don't play baseball.
The good news is as long as he's not a class clown and doing it in class, it's funny. But all right, that's it. Let's talk about what we've been doing, what we got coming up. This is the end of, depending on when this airs, and I'm going to go on a limb and say it's going to air after the walk, and that's the thing we've been talking about. Is the walk, and we've been partnered up with MAD and the University of Central Florida, and we put out a couple of very powerful messages, and there's 2 or 3 parts to this message that goes out to law enforcement agencies, and it's been brought up to the National Chiefs Association, Chief of Police, that everybody's going to be bringing it to their agency and their respective counties, states, and towns and things like that. But just we won't touch on it because it turns into too much to actually just talk about. But the support and the donations towards MAD in your sister's name have been unbelievable. Not so everybody's aware, this is not what we set out to do. We constantly are looking for ways to stay busy. Because busy works for the DeMotts. If we're busy, we don't get to sit and think about the past year with everything that's gone on this year for us as a family, both in our professional lives and in our family lives. But the donations and the support that have come in for Carrie Ann has overwhelmed the Central Florida area, and the coverage that it's getting nationwide that has prompted this coming up, these speaking engagements and making these appearances. And you and I have talked about going together to your old high school and things like that, because it's a message that needs to be shared, because the fight and meeting the families that we've met and dealing with the people that we've met is that it's reaching so many. But the donations, and at the time of this broadcast, were just under $10,000 as a team that's going to walk together. And it's not like your team, my team, it's all for the same cause. And everybody knows that everything we've raised, every single dime, every single penny has gone to Central Florida MAD, who's just supportive of us and opened the door to let, I'm not one to really, all kidding and entertainment, I'm not one to really sit back and watch things. And I get out there and I kind of take the reins, and your wife is like that. And we've just kind of owned our position and the message that we have to share as a family. And so we've jumped in front of MAD and University of Central Florida, who I've done a ton of work with, my our good buddy Officer Frank Imperato, and dealing with the chiefs and everybody. And there's so much more to do, but the walk is this Saturday coming up, April 16th, depending on when this airs. You'll probably hear this after the walk. Excuse me, but just putting out there to everyone, thank you. And that I don't want everybody to think that that's it. We're doing the walk and we're moving on and we're attaching ourselves to anything. This is what we're doing. And we are very hopeful and look forward to working with Matt throughout the year all the time. The university and myself and this family are tied at the hip. We're always going to be working together. But the journey just starts with the walk. The walk is kind of like the jumping off point for what we plan to do as a family. And then the legal process is just getting started. So there's a lot to do, and we're going to stay busy. So everybody who does listen to this show and write in, you share the story, keep an eye on Facebook, and we're going to try really hard. We don't do anything to be Debbie Downers or anything, but right now we have a story to tell, and we use Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. But there's still humor in life. We know that better than anybody. So we've missed face value for the past couple of weeks because Casey boycotted. She's had enough. I had her working too hard at the show.
Couldn't take it.
She couldn't take it. She got her freaking Aunt Dita involved, who sent me a good peace offering. But the show is back. We're back doing our thing. Turning Point will come back, and we'll meet some great people and talk some wrestling. Great stuff with the NXT guys who made their debuts after WrestleMania. Really exciting to see some of these dinglings. And I'm allowed to say dinglings without offending people. Those guys are dinglings. And I'm talking about two in particular, but they're all dinglings. Like, I've spent time with them. I get to call them. My brother and I were just talking. He talks to one of his guys who works for him and goes, "Don't be a jackass." And somebody reported, "Did he just call you a jackass? Did he offend you?" No, I didn't offend you. I spent freaking the past 4 years with you. If I want to call you a dingling or a jackass, I'm going to call you a dingling or a jackass. Oh, that's a whole different thing. We're back. It's face value. That's what we do. You ever notice that no matter what I do, I'm trying to put my eyes don't open much.
I've been telling you that for a long time.
Why is that? Like, I just noticed, like, I didn't even know what we were just talking about, but I see, like, I don't even know.
You squint, yeah.
I don't squint.
Well, it looks like you're squinting, but you're not squinting.
Do these glasses make my eyes look fat?
Maybe that's why people think you're mad all the time, because it looks like you're like.
That's what they do. They go, "Man, I don't know if he's staring through me or looking down on." No, people, this is why I say I have a face for radio. This is how I look. But imagine what it is at church every Sunday. I go, "Good morning, how are you today?" I go, "Oh my God, I better answer him." This is why I'm not a greeter. This is why I work strictly like this.
Yeah. There you go.
I feel like if my eyes are open like that, they'd be like, "Oh man, Bill's stoned." So it's what I'm, Does this beard make my face look fat?
So long as your beard's been in a while.
Oh yeah, I just trimmed it too. We got a bunch of auditions. Can I tell my audition story? My monologue for my next audition?
Yes.
Okay, here it is. This is how we're going to close face value. I'm going to clean it up too because it's a vulgar version. This is the clean version. So here's my next monologue, other than using my brother's story about knowing that news goes nationwide. There's two bulls on a hill. And they're looking down. You said to tell it.
I thought you were talking about your last audition that you did.
What was my last audition?
For the show that you don't want to be on. That you
like, Survivor?
Yes.
Oh, let me tell my story first and we'll end with Survivor.
Okay.
So Coach Jason goes, "I want to do it." So here's my story. This is going to be my next monologue. When they go, "Please prepare a monologue for us on your audition." Here's what it's going to be. I'm going to look at straight people in the face and go, "There's two bills. There's two bills. I haven't paid either one. That's why I'm doing this show." But I'm bump. Nothing. And you think the son of a bitch should bring me like fireman shirts and stuff so I can promote the firemen. Like he walks around my house in fireman's gear, state and federal marshal gear, and all this other shit. You think I got one hat, one illegal hat, one something I put up in the back of my thing? Instead he goes, "All the boys at the firehouse say hello." Who gives a crap if they say hello? It's my shirt.
If it's illegal, he's not going to do it.
It's not illegal. You steal them from the supply closet.
Stealing illegal.
And I put a fireman's hat up there, one of the old school helmets with the bronze horn. Put it right there, and I wear my shirt. But anyway, that's the whole different subject. 2 bulls are on the top of the hill. They're looking down in the valley, filled with cows. The young bull looks over and goes, "What do you say we run down the hill, jump on one of those cows?" The old bull looks over at the young bull and says, "Why don't we walk down the hill and jump on all those cows?" That's a life lesson. I said that to you before. It's a life lesson.
You said it to me at 11:30 last night. We were all dog tired, and it made no sense.
Does it make sense now?
Not really. I don't what I'm trying to understand
who you are
is where that I don't understand where that came from, because we were talking about something else, and you start with all of a sudden you go, "There are 2 bulls standing on a hill." And I'm like, what does it have to do with what we were just talking about? Like, we were in the middle of a conversation. And you start talking about that.
The hashtag for this show is 2 bulls on the hill. That's it. I'm not sharing any more stories. Okay, so here's my audition. Steve, who is learning social media, like my brother on Periscope earlier, said, "We can't hear Casey." It's because I'm doing the show. Periscope can only hear me. Steve, we go to an audition for Survivor. For everybody who lives under a rock, Survivor is where they take 12 jabronis, put them on an island, and they have to live, compete, and vote each other off. I, Bill DeMott, do not belong on an island with 12 other people. I don't belong on Staten Island with 12,000 other people. I don't belong in Long Island with people. I don't belong in Merritt Island with people. I don't belong in the island of Puerto Rico with 2 billion people. You don't put me on an island with 12 people. Steve and Lacey, here's the conversation. "I think Bill should do Survivor because I think it'd be so much fun. I think it'd be so good. I think it probably would." Steve goes, "I agree." That's the conversation that makes me go for the audition. What does Bill have to say with it? "I really don't want to do it. We didn't ask you if you want to. We think you should because you'd probably be good at it, and it'd be fun." Steve goes, "Who cares if you win? If you can make at least 3 episodes, it'd be great." On an island with the clothes you go with.
So don't wear skinny jeans.
Huh?
So don't wear skinny jeans.
I wear shorts, but you got swamp ass after 3 days on an island. Like, I could win right there.
I think it's also important to point out that you're probably not allowed back in Puerto Rico.
I am. I actually, that's one island I probably am not allowed back in is Puerto Rico. Good segue. Good. Which I'm okay with. So I go on this audition for Survivor. I pull up, auditions, doors open at 10. So it's a blind audition. Here's what we call in the biz a blind audition. So it's Ronnie Millsap, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, and myself.
Let's see.
Out of nowhere. You heard the laugh out of nowhere. That's how we should end the show. I'm not even talking about it. It was like, that's it. It's Costanza. That's it. I'm out. I'm leaving on a high note. That was it right there. Who thinks this way? People think this is written. It's not. That's how my mind works. Anyway, blind audition. The line when I get there, no lie, is just short of a mile long of people standing in line. As I'm walking, I take video of it on my phone. I send it to Mom, and she goes, "Are you going to stay?" I'm here. What else am I going to do? I drove like 45 miles. I get in line. I am the most what could be considered normal looking person in this line. There's grandmas and grandpas. How do you know? I'm just guessing from the white hair and the khaki shorts and the white sneakers and the socks up to the knees. There's people sitting in walkers. There's people who have chairs. There's people in 3-piece suits and women in gowns who are dancing in the parking lot trying to get noticed. There are guys dressed as baseball players who clearly don't have an athletic bone in their body. I saw a couple kilts. I guarantee I saw hookers. Guys drunk off the beach coming in. Still all standing in line. 4 hours I stood in line. I, Bill DeMott, do not frequent Disney World, Universal, Legoland, Walmart, any place you have to stand in line for hours to get something done. See what I did there at the end? I won't sit in line in the freaking car wash. 4 hours I stood in that line to get up to the front for it to be my turn to then do a 59-second interview. And then I walked back to my truck and came home. I'm never doing that again. Nor am I ever watching Survivor again. And if Steve or Lacey, or Steve and Lacey, or Steve and or Lacey ever suggest I do something like that again, you could very well find them on an island. That being said, I will stick to my monologue about 2 bulls top of a hill. Then we get to the end, the cameraman goes, I know who you are. Then why didn't you pull me out of line 4 hours ago, bitch? At the end, people are coming out of line and going, I thought that was you. I just didn't want to be rude. We're together on line for 4 hours. How rude can it be? You got a drunk guy dancing like it was a scene from Cool Hand Luke with no shirt on. Then I saw people, like, I was wondering why some of these women were dressed they were dressed to go on an island where you'll never be dressed like that. Unless you're jumping off the water and going onto the island and go, and our next contestant is a whore. It made no sense. So unless they're going to put me on an island with a bunch of the grandmas and grandpas that were there, I'm not doing it. Nor am I doing it anyway, because you don't put me on an island. Nobody puts baby in the corner, and nobody puts Bill on an island. So that was my last audition.
And not an island with whores.
And what?
Not on an island with whores.
Don't put me on an island with whores. No whores, and I got to walk the dog. Who wants a soda? What would your brother say to that right now? Aunt Gina talks funny. Little Billy, you want to come walk the dogs? He goes, there's no R in dogs.
Didn't he say that last night?
Yeah, he talks about it all the time.
He goes, Aunt Gina still can't say dog right.
Yeah, whenever he does something with dogs, he goes, Aunt Gina talks funny. She asked me if I want a soda. There's no R in soda, Dad. I said, I don't understand what you're saying. You want a soda or not? All right, that's for Gina, who doesn't watch the show. All right, that's it. That's all we got. What do we got coming up? We got stuff coming up. I got 2 good interviews, I hope, for Turning Point. Again, watch for the website. We'll keep everybody updated. We're back on Face Value. We'll try not to be strangers. Casey is back. Casey has got a lot of stuff going on. She didn't mention. She's in broadening.
Broadening? Is that broadening? Is that what you're trying to say?
Broadening, yes, broadening.
Wait, okay, we get it.
Her horizons. Look at you with the microphone hanging there, like all like.
I really don't like this.
I think it's great. I think it's
right
great.
Here. It's
all up in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, get over it. You're a radio personality now.
You're a radio personality.
I applied to 2 radio stations locally.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, nothing. I got nothing. You know how hard it is for a guy I said the show is over, but let's talk about this for a minute. People don't get it. Here's what wrestling has done for me over the past 28 years. I can go to any interview. I can sit in front of anyone and talk openly and feel comfortable because that's what you've done for your whole career. But the problem is when you go for a legitimate job, because there's life after wrestling, fortunately, if you're lucky to do other things. And if you get into entertainment and, we're trying to do the movies and TV and stuff like that and the public speaking. But if I go into a regular job, and I'll use Publix as the example, you go and fill out an application and you go meet the guy at Publix and he looks at what you've done, because it lists your jobs, your past history. Well, for 28 years, I've been a professional wrestler. And they go, what do you do with that? And people look at you like you're joking and you can't get the job. So that's what So you're broadening. You're doing that with your horizons. You got some good interviews coming up. I always give you interview tips and you always look at me like I'm trying to set you up for failure, but I almost became baseball commissioner last week. And I sat through the Inquisition. My favorite question of, well, why'd you apply for this position if you've never been a baseball commissioner before? My answer, because you sent me an email saying you were looking for a baseball commissioner. That was the end of that interview. I should have ended with, there's 2 bulls on a hill. No? I think the 2 bulls is going to turn into the bear and the rabbit, which every DeMott kid who's ever been born has heard the bear and the rabbit. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Keep an eye on us. Follow Casey on Instagram.
No.
Not Instagram. On Twitter.
Twitter.
I said follow Casey on Instagram. She goes, no.
Don't follow me on Instagram. I won't accept it.
Casey's
just throwing that out there. Sorry, but
Casey's socially uncomfortable. Don't follow Casey on anything but Twitter. At Casey_DeMott. Follow me at everything. I'll keep you up to date on what we're doing as a family and as what we do to continue to entertain the masses. Do you have a sign-off line?
No.
It's bullshit, man. Here's your new sign-off line. Your sign-off line should be something like your Uncle Doug. I didn't know they had news here. That should be your sign-off line.
No.
You should go, and this is Casey. I didn't think we had news here. No?
No.
Nothing?
No.
God. Okay, say goodbye to the people before I close this show.
You stay classy, San Diego.
You stay classy, San Diego. We're actually not going to get that through one of these times. All right. We're back on Face Value. I'm Bill DeMott. This is the Bill DeMott Experience. Do what you say what you mean what you do. We're out.